Hello, Tom here. This last weekend, or for those watching in the distant future, it was the 10th and 11th of October 2015, was the annual Play Expo in Manchester. I was there in attendance with the Dreamcast Junkyard, but as a gamer in general, I'm not just a Dreamcast fan. I'm a fan of games of all flavours and denominations, if you will. I did take the opportunity to have a little bit of a wander around and go and visit some of the different vendors or market traders who were there on the day, over the 2 days. And I spent, I'm not going to actually say how much I spent in case my girlfriend's watching this. So I'll just say that I spent a bit of money and bought some things that I've been after for quite a while. I'm really happy with it. I've got no buyer's remorse whatsoever. I know sometimes if you buy things that maybe a little bit expensive. Well, these things aren't even that expensive in the grand scheme of things. But if you're not used to spending a lot of money and you do buy something that you might think is a little bit maybe outlandish, then you can get buyer's remorse. But in this case, I have none at all. So I'm really happy with what I've got. So I'm just really going to briefly run through some of the non-Dreamcast things that I got. Well, there is actually one Dreamcast thing, but I just don't want to get typecast as somebody who just talks about the Dreamcast constantly, because I'm not just a Dreamcast fan, I'm a fan of everything. Okay, so first things I got, I'm going to go through, well, I don't know, actually, I'm going to do this because if I talk about the games I got for one of the systems, I'm going to give it away straight away. So I'll talk about the smaller things first. The first thing I picked up was Sonic Advance 3 for the Game Boy Advance. I love the Sonic Advance games. I think they're really good, especially on the backlit GBA. This has probably got one of the most happy intro menu setups I've ever seen. Just let me start it. I'll play it. It's worth it. It's worth the wait. Listen to this music. I love it. It's great. But yeah, it's a good game anyway. It's the Sonic Advance games are really good. They're better than the later main console games. You know, the Sonic games for the main consoles. The GBA ones are by far the best, I think, of recent ones. One game that I didn't actually buy, my friend gave me, is this SNES game or Super Famicom game, and it's a football game I was previously unaware of its existence. It's a game by Hudson. I can't remember the exact name of it now. I think it's called Dream Soccer or something like that. But it's quite similar to ISS, and my mate said that it's better than ISS. It's slightly different angle perspective wise, but I can see what he's saying. The ball physics are really good for a game from this generation. So if you know what that is, then great. What else? I did pick up one Dreamcast game, and it's this, Ready to Rumble. I've already got it, the PAL version. To be fair, I only bought this because we needed something else to play on the stand for the Dreamcast Junkyard, and like an idiot, I'd forgotten a lot of my games. So I went and bought that for a £5. And yeah, it's really, I've heard that these ones that say Hot New on them have actually got VGA compatibility. I know that Hydro Thunder does. The Hot New games are reissues of these Midway games, and they don't say anything on the back about being VGA compatible, but I've heard from several people and read on forums that they are, so I'm going to try that with the VGA monitor and see if it is actually compatible. Okay, the next things I bought are the things I was talking about earlier on about spending money and that kind of thing, but no remorse whatsoever. I've been after these two things for absolutely ages, and now I'm so happy that I've got them. And to be honest, I think I've got all the hardware I've actually ever wanted, apart from an Amiga CD32, which I'm still going about because I don't think there's that many good games for it. But okay, the first one is this. This is you probably guessed, a Retron 5. It's a system that plays different cartridges from different 16-bit systems. So you've got SNES, Mega Drive or Genesis, NES, Famicom, and it also does the Game Boy Advance at the front. It does come with a wireless controller, which is absolutely shit. So, I'll just leave that there. But happily, you can plug in SNES and Mega Drive controllers on the side, on both sides. So you can use your existing controllers for it. I have to say I'm really happy with it so far. The first games I played on it are games. I was a bit disappointed when I first started playing on it because obviously you plug it into the big HD TV and it blows the image up and everything. And I was playing things like Doom for the SNES and Virtual Racing for the Mega Drive, and I was a bit, these don't look very good. But then I was thinking to myself, well, they don't look very good on the actual hardware itself, so why would it look any better blown up to a massive image on a HD TV screen? So I put some traditional kind of like 16-bit games in, like Streets of Rage 2, and they look phenomenal. They look really crisp and good. People have been saying that, oh, it's just an emulation device. Well, yeah, it is, but it's slightly different in that if you've got an emulator on your PC or whatever, you just download ROMs, and you've got like every game you could ever imagine at your fingertips, and they just lose their value and worth. You've got so much choice, you don't ever want to play anything. Whereas this will take actual cartridges, and I've got a load of cartridges from a Mega Drive and SNES and the Game Boy Advance, obviously. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. Apart from the really crap joypad, it's a really nice piece of kit, and I'm really happy to finally have one because it is one thing that I've been looking at and and ahhing for a while. So yeah, Retron 5, I've now got one, and that is sweet. It's a really weirdly designed looking thing, isn't it? It doesn't look very aesthetically pleasing, but I suppose there's no other way to get all these different cartridge slots into something unless you make it look like that. It's got quite a nice interface as well. You know, you turn it on and it comes up with like a big menu, and you can have multiple games and you can choose which one you want to play and save states and that kind of thing. So it's, yeah, I'm impressed with it so far. Now, the last thing I got is a system that, again, I've been after this for absolutely ages. I know there's a bit of a cliched phrase in gaming collecting games, and that's like a grail. Like, what is your grail? People say, and that is like, what is like? I'm guessing it's a reference to the Holy Grail, something you thought you'd never have, but now you have. It used to be the Geo CD. But I've already got one of them now, so the next thing that I had on my list of things that I really wanted to get but never thought I would own, just through the fact that they never come up on eBay, and if they do, they're really expensive, is this enormous beast. This is obviously, as you can see there, it's a Neo Geo CD. I can't tell you how long I've been after one of these. Ever since I had a friend at school who said he had one. And then when I went around to his house, he said that his mum had conveniently thrown it out in the rubbish in the back alleyway, which obviously didn't happen. But back then, when I was a naive schoolboy, I believed him. Yeah, I'm probably looking really like sad and dull on this video, but I've been after this for so long, and I can't believe I finally got one. People, when I mentioned that I wanted a Neo Geo CD, the stock response that I got from the vast majority of people was, "Ooh, the loading times, blah, blah, blah." And so yeah, I mean, I had that in the back of my mind, and other people told me, "Well, why don't you get an AES?" And I was like, "Well, I don't want to spend £500 on a cartridge for a start." With Neo Geo, the vast majority of games, they're under 20 quid. I've heard that you can burn games for it as well, but I've also read that burning games and playing them in your Neo Geo CDs not very good for the laser, because something to do with the plastic that a CD uses or something. But I grew up with an Amstrad, and I remember waiting for like sometimes 20 minutes to half an hour for a game to load, only for it to come up saying syntax error, please start again. So I've got no problem with waiting for games to load, and I'm happy to report that the games, the loading times that I was expecting to be ridiculous are not that ridiculous at all. You know, when a game's loading, if I just look at my phone for a bit, 30 seconds, it's loaded. It's not an issue. So I don't know what people's problem is. Maybe just this era that we live in, where everyone wants everything like click instantaneous. There's no waiting for anything. But I'm quite happy to wait 20 seconds for a game to load. It doesn't bother me at all. And again, I'm happy to report the games I've got have really, really impressed me. To be honest, I've not really had much experience with a Neo Geo in the past, other than on Neo Geo Pocket. And I've played on a Neo Geo AES, a couple of like conventions and expos, but very minimal really. And the games I got were recommended to me by my friend Rob, who's quite the aficionado when it comes to the Neo Geo. He's got like the proper system with the big cartridges and everything. but with him at my side on Saturday, I went through the games that I found at several stalls at Play Expo and chose 3 that he recommended. So the first one is the King of Fighters 97. As you can see there, it was only £8. So I've become a bit of a fan of the King of Fighters games over recent months. For example, I've got 95 here for the Saturn, and over here there's a couple more for the Dreamcast. Up until about a year ago, I'd never really played the King of Fighters games just because they never really came out in the UK. I think there's one on the Saturn. King of Fighters 95 is on the PAL Saturn, but before, like I said, before this year, I'd never really bothered with like import gaming or anything. So it's only recent that I've got into it, and I do really like the series. So King of Fighters 97 was a definite must buy for me when I saw it for £8. The next one is, what's it called? Super Sidekicks 2. I wanted Super Sidekicks 3, The Next Glory, because I played that one before and it's really good. But this is just as good as that one. I think there might be some different modes or something. It's very similar to ISS again, or it does kind of remind me a little bit of Virtua Striker as well, because it has a similar sort of play style to it. You know, it's side on. It's very difficult, and there is a lot of computer assistance as well. I like the way you can knock the referee out and like you can do fouls, and then because he's knocked out, you can't see them obviously. That's good. Really nice, really good game. Massive sprites. It's brilliant. And the final one is, I think it's Samurai Shodown 4. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is. I've got Samurai Shodown on the 3DO, the first one. Where is it? It's down there somewhere. And it's really difficult. I've only played it a few times because it's so hard. But this one it's so superior. I can't describe it. The music is phenomenal. The gameplay is brilliant. It's one of them games you can pick it up and play it and be really good at it, or you think you're good at it. But then you can also get phenomenally good at it by putting more practice in. You know, it's such a deep game. Yeah, the graphics are brilliant. The sprites and the way the little effects, such as on one level you're fighting in front of this like volcano, and the screen starts shaking as the volcano starts erupting. I was just like, God, this game came out in like 1995 or something, or even before then, and it's got these kind of effects. It's amazing. And obviously you've got the nice clicky controller for the Neo Geo. Weirdly, this one's also got a similar kind of control. It's not even really on the same level, but yeah. So yeah, those were my pickups from Play Expo 2015. And one other thing I got as well. What is it? Is Virtual Racing for the Sega Saturn. I know this one's not made by Sega; it's made by Time Warner Interactive, and a lot of people don't particularly like it. But it was £3, and I do remember liking this one in the past, just because it's got quite an interesting, like not career mode, but like a championship, and you get to change your class of vehicle, and there's quite a few different tracks that are not in the 32X and the Mega Drive one. And I'm actually quite a fan of the Sega Saturn version. So yeah, £3 well spent. So yeah, those were my pickups. Obviously these kind of videos aren't for everybody, but I hope it's brought some entertainment. I hope it's brought you some entertainment while the room destroys itself around me. Right. Hopefully I'll do some more videos soon about more interesting stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching.